I wanted to come back to this slide because I wanted to explain just a little bit more about the situation. Not only did I feel defeated and have this looming tax bill in front of me, but I also was emotionally completely drained. And the thought of putting one foot in front of the other at this time was so difficult, let alone actually doing anything like that. So it wasn't just the financial toll, there was a huge emotional toll happening at this time. And looking back, I really feel like what I'm teaching right now is crucial to providing a foundation for your business so that you can withstand all kinds of different challenges, not just the financial ones. It's really, I think, the emotional tolls that go into doing what we do and just getting through life. So, getting through those things, I did have other resources. Like, I just want to let you know that I had a counselor and I had other people that I relied on, and I read books and I did a whole lot of other things. So, I don't want you to think that there's this perfect straight line in how you get from a deep financial hole out of it by just go, oh, I'm going to go on the internet and I'm going to do digital marketing and I'm going to make courses and that kind of stuff. There are other aspects to what you will need to do. And I'm just providing you like one space for you to create a foundation so that you can withstand some of these things. But I also want you to know that you have to take care of that precious heart of yours and your soul and your spirit, and do the other kinds of things that I'm not talking about right now. So, and I did do those other things, and that's part of what made me so strong and motivated me and encouraged me and inspired me. So one of the things that we did do is we got on a payment plan for our taxes. So we just did kind of the normal stuff that you have to do. You have to really, get your head in the game and look at the logistics and make some decisions. And so that's what we did. And I just want you to know that there was a big piece of the emotional thing that I'm not talking about here. I will say one other thing though. One thing that I learned that I did not know about myself is that when I provided acupuncture, and this is true to this day, when I'm one-on-one with the patient and I'm in that treatment room, all my problems disappear. Like, I love that space because I'm so focused 100% on the other person that my other stuff just kind of takes a back seat. And that was so refreshing. And I didn't know that would happen. I was very nervous about getting back into practice because, we rely on our emotions and our intuition and that stuff. And what I found is I became even more effective, I think, as a practitioner. So anyway, I just wanted to add that in there because it's easy to kind of look at me and think, oh, you just jumped to making a website better and all your financial things disappeared and you just were just, everything turned out great. And it wasn't like that at all. So there you go. I'm a human being. I got a lot of flaws. So I want to go back to this stuff. So these things also were decisions that, yes, I did make, but not all at once. It really, this happened in 2005, but I didn't really make the transition until 2007. So it was 2 years of me really struggling and searching and reading and learning before I was able to put the pieces together. Okay, so I just want you guys to know that. So I don't want you to put pressure on yourselves to have everything done that I teach yesterday. You have to breathe through this. And especially if you're watching this stuff during the coronavirus stuff, then you are in a heightened state of fear and anxiety and worry. And I get that. And you just have to take a breath and realize and trust. And that you have to have faith that, a year from now, things are going to look really different. And 2 years from now, things are going to be great. And 3 years from now, things are going to be even better. You may not imagine what your practice is going to be like then, or even if you're still in practice, it doesn't matter. You will survive all of this. Okay. You are going to make your own decisions. These were mine. My first one was, I want to be an acupuncturist. And I just want you to know there may be some of you who get through this and realize, you know what? I don't want to be an acupuncturist. It's too hard. It's okay. You get to make those decisions. It is your life. Okay. You get to decide what you're going to do and nobody gets to judge you. So you are the one who gets to decide what you're going to do. and taking responsibility for my financial future. That is what I decided. Now, you may decide that you're going to hire someone to take care of your financial future for you. It doesn't matter. You just have to make those decisions. And my commitment to learn business and marketing, that was not something I wanted to do, but I felt like it was required in order for me to achieve goal number one, which is I really wanted to be a successful acupuncturist. And then my commitment to teaching is just something I love doing. I love teaching. And so I want you to come up with your things that are important to you, and they may change and evolve over time, and that is all okay. What I learned about business and marketing really was taught to me when I got on the internet and started learning what attracts people to a business. And so what I discovered, to my horror, is that from 2000, when I opened my practice, to 2007, which is when I made changes, that my website that was on the internet that I thought was just beautiful, which, by the way, I'm going to show you a picture of in a minute, back when it was first on the web. And it was made with, do you guys remember Microsoft not FileMaker Pro, a publisher? So remember Microsoft Publisher? So I would write it, and I loved creating the content, and you could have these templates and everything. And then at night when we were home is when we'd use the dial-up to go up, do the FTP protocol, remember that? And then upload the pictures and everything. And then you'd find a typo, or you'd find a picture wasn't aligned correctly, and you would spend hours trying to get it right, because you just click preview and you can see what the website looks like. Well, back then it was not fun. Anyway, that doesn't speak at all about meta tags and SEO and any of that none of that stuff was even there. So what I learned is that my website was not, it was on the internet. You could go to pointsoforigin.com, but you'd have to go there to find it. In other words, you'd have to hand that to somebody and say, here, go to my website. They would not be able to just search for me and find me on the internet. So my website was not, for 7 years, it was not attracting a steady stream of new patients who were out there searching for a local acupuncturist, Vancouver acupuncturist or acupuncturist in Vancouver. They would never have found me, because my website, it was like a brochure sitting in a store, on a shelf. Somebody would literally have to actually go to the brochure to find out anything about me. So it did not attract new customers searching for a solution to a problem. So, acupuncture for back pain, acupuncture for insomnia, acupuncture for acid reflux, they would never find me, even though I treated those things. The website did not cause engagement or deepen relationships with current customers or future customers. So I wasn't using it to send a patient to an article on the website. I didn't know how to do that. I didn't know that I could do that. It didn't help with patient education or retention or referrals. I wasn't out there, actively trying to get referrals by using the web. I was doing it with my patients one-on-one in the treatment room, asking them for referrals or thanking them for referrals, but I wasn't actually using my website to do that for me, in a ongoing way that didn't require my effort. My website was not generating any income. And my website, this is the worst probably thing of all, is it was not automatically collecting email addresses from patients or people interested in my services. And that really hit home in 2005, which is when, remember I told you we moved our clinic to a space that we remodeled that's attached to our home. So in 2005, we moved our clinic, and I did not have email addresses for my patients. Can you imagine? For 5 years, I did not collect email addresses. I had some just because of just general stuff, but I was not actively collecting email addresses. Even on paperwork, I wasn't doing it. So when it came time to move our clinic, and it was just 5 minutes away from where we had been, there's no reason for us not to retain our patients, right? It's 5 minutes east, that's it. I had to send snail mail postcards to everybody, and I cannot tell you what a pain that was to do. And it was costly. So I had to send them. And then how many of them came back because the addresses had changed, right? Because I hadn't kept up with, sometimes people came in 3 times in 5 years, and so I didn't know they moved to Kansas. Oh, what a nightmare. So anyway, this is what I learned, and then here's what I did.